I'm Robin Amler of IBS Intelligence. You're listening to the IBS iViews podcast. With me today, Arpan Bansal, Vice President, Marketing, Government and GSI Initiatives for Newgen Software. Our topic, modern records management in the age of AI and digital trust. Let's start with the basics. Arpan, how would you define a modern records management system in the context of the digital day-to-day?
Thanks, Robin, for having me here, and thanks for my introduction. I think that at its core, the fundamental idea of record management hasn't really changed. It is still about compliance and about the way we manage data governance and policies in an organization. But what really changed is how we approach it. Today's record management system is an enterprise grade platform that goes way beyond just compliance. Certifications like DoD or VERS are more of a hygiene these days. What is driving innovation here is the way the systems are built and used. And first thing is that more and more customers are moving towards cloud and towards a SaaS based offering. The idea is for having a better scale, secure system, and the systems which can be managed easily. What is also interesting in the modern record management platforms is that it can handle all kind of records, not just documents, but we are talking about emails, multimedia file, chat messages, even social media records. Hence, it is no longer just about having a file cabinet in somewhere in the cloud. It is about managing the entire corporate memory. Here is what it is getting even more exciting. With the advent of generative AI, things are really started getting much simpler as it used to be in the traditional record management era. It can guide users through complex processes with conversational interfaces that makes record management a lot more approachable. And we see that, as Gen AI is becoming more powerful, the line between record management and knowledge management is getting blur. And these systems can now really understand the context around the information and making it easier for user to use it for their day-to-day life. And if I just summarize it, the record management system in a modern era is no longer just a compliance tool. It is becoming a central part of enterprise intelligence and decision making.
You make it sound great, I have to say, but, and there's always a but at this point, what about the challenges? What are some of the biggest challenges that organizations, especially in the public sector, face when it comes to managing records now?
Let me focus on some of the most crucial ones here, especially from the lenses of modernizing a record management system. And first and foremost, the legacy systems are the biggest bottleneck. A lot of public sector entities still operate on outdated, fragmented record management system, and that results in a broken user experience. Everything is manual. Storing a record, retrieving a record, transferring a record to National Archive, everything requires a lot of manual interventions. Things are heavily dependent on human. So I would call out these the first key challenge because of legacy system is a lot of manual work. The another challenge is in the inability to manage full spectrum of modern digital record. As I said earlier, we are not talking about documents only. We are talking about emails, digital multimedia format, video, audio files, engineering drawing files. And legacy applications are just not equipped enough to handle this kind of complexity and volume. And now that I am speaking about volume, the volume as well as velocity of these documents itself is are a significant pain points. We are implementing a record management platform for a large government organization where the daily record ingestion is roughly about 10 million record every day, and that is a lot. You need a system which has a very solid architecture, you need automation, you need AI, and legacy applications are not just good enough. The way I see finally is it's also about cost of running on-premise system, between infrastructure, maintenance, and the skill sets required to operate these systems. The cost becomes unsustainable over a period of time, and especially when the systems are running with such a low efficiency. To summarize, these challenges span across user experience, data diversity, scale, and cost. And unless organizations modernize their system, these challenges will only compound with time.
You touched on AI a couple of times in both of your answers so far. We've seen rapid shifts in technology. What are the trends, if we look ahead now? We've looked back at the legacy systems. If we look ahead to what's coming next, what are the trends that you see shaping the future of records and information governance?
Yeah, that's a great question. So let me bucket it into four parts so that I can at least talk about it in a very simple and clear way. And the first bucket I would flag is around user experience. And this is where a lot of innovation is happening. And I would specifically would like to call out two top bullet points here. One is AI driven intelligence. We are now using AI for things like auto classification, metadata enrichment, and smart discovery. And it's making compliance a lot more easier. And I'm sure that we will talk much more about AI as we go forward in this conversation. But it's just the most significant push these days. And the second element in the user experience is around in place record management. And this is the game changer. So instead of forcing a user to log in into multiple separate record management platform, a modern record management platform will let you manage record right from tools like Outlook, Google Drive, or SharePoint. It's completely seamless. So this is first thing where the user experience is driving change. The second big trend, as I see, is around embedding compliance into the information design. And it's really about building systems with security and privacy embedded right in the information architecture. We are talking about compliances like GDPR, HIPAA, and other global regulations being built into how the information is captured, stored, and managed right from the day one. So that is number two that I see as a key trend. The number three is an indirect push, and this push is because of technology progress. So the first thing that I see in the technology progress is obviously around cloud. So not only having a scalable and secure platform, but also things like you readily get a warm compliant system. You get intelligent storage steering where the information can move as per the retention rules and the usage pattern, which makes it much more viable and cheaper for customers. So the cloud is first in the bucket of technology push. The second I clearly see is that the low code philosophy is also pushing record management, which earlier used to be very monolithic platform. Now the large and complex organizations are demanding that we don't want a heavy duty development for automating our workflow, our record management task and processes. We want something like configurable wizard. So the third key trend because of technology push I see is around cloud as well as around the low code philosophy. And finally, the fourth clear visible trend is around having a unified information architecture. And when I say unified information architecture, I mean a single platform which can manage both unstructured as well as structured record. We are moving towards an era which earlier used to be our dream of having a single unified platform, no more silos, one single source of truth, infinitely scalable. These are the four key trends that I clearly see in this space, Robin.
We're going to talk a lot about AI, it's inevitable, but how, for example, is Newgen itself bringing AI into record management workflows? And what is the difference it's making in real-world use cases?
Honestly, this is one of the most exciting areas we are working on at Newgen. And we have a flagship AI framework called Marvin. Marvin is just not a plugin or add-on. It is a deeply integrated agentic AI that uses generative AI and retrieval augmented generation to enhance every part of record management lifecycle. And let me take examples, and I will take help of record management lifecycle to just share with everyone that the kind of deep work that we are doing in this space. And let me start with the record ingestion phase, which is often very manual and time consuming. With Marvin, we bring auto classification, metadata enrichment, and AI assisted filing. What that means is Based on organization's knowledge, Marvin can recommend where the new record should be filed, even suggest metadata fields automatically, and this has drastically cut down filing time. And if we move forward, the next big leap is in search and discovery. Now we are beyond the era of keyword and index based searches. We are talking about search in natural language processing. As a user, I can query the system something like, bring me all the customer contracts where payment terms is more than 60 days after delivery. The system will understand both intent and context. Even the information structure doesn't need to match word by word. And the way it is evolving, it is becoming more like you're talking to a colleague than using a complex record management system. So second big thing is around searches and retrieval of information. Now that we have records, so Marvin again can come into the picture and can help you answer your questions about that record or about collection of records. So instead of going through hundreds of pages of a contract document, a legal person can simply ask questions to the document, and Marvin can really come up with those answers, synthesize the information. And the way I see it is a game changer. It is saving a lot of time, especially for people who are in compliance and legal. And we are not stopping here. We are continuously working, enhancing our AI capabilities in this space, automating workflow, task management, even to an extent of doing preventive compliance and record management is our goal. Marvin is not just enhancing productivity, it is completely changing the way user interacts with record. It is faster, it is smarter, and frankly, it is a lot more human.
I'm going to insert another of my buts here, but there are issues certainly that have to be spelled out for people about trust and compliance. You've got to be able to balance all this great innovation with accountability.
No, that's such a timely and important question. I think digital trust in the age of AI is a huge topic now, and rightly so. Many decision makers, especially in public sector, are asking, can we innovate without compromising control or compliance or security? And at Newgen, we take these concerns very, very seriously. In fact, one of the core principles behind how we design our AI feature is innovation with guardrails. I think this is a key differentiator here from in our perspective. One of the key things we have built in our record management system is the option to run AI locally without relying on external API or cloud-based language models. And this is a major innovation, especially for public sector and highly regulated environments where data sovereignty is crucial. It ensures the sensitive data never leaves the boundary of an organization. And on top of it, we are also building AI guardrails, and the AI guardrails are built at two levels. The first level is RMS itself. You can set up policies. So in the record management system, typically information is tagged with some security grading. So if you have confidential or highly secured information, admin can ring fence this information in a way that these informations are completely encrypted and AI can never see these informations. And the other part of the information which are official or public in nature, which are slightly lesser in terms of security grading, is all available for AI for everything I spoke about. So this is first guardrail on top of having a local AI running. The second guardrail works like a shield on top of AI itself. It protects from things like hallucination, profanity, any unwanted input output from LLM in the context of an organization. Ultimately, it's about giving organization the power to innovate responsibly and to unlock the productivity and intelligence of an AI without sacrificing their value or regulatory obligations.
There's two words I want to put to you, and the two words I want to put to you are fear and trepidation, because those are the emotions that people approach data migration with. How do we make data migration easier for people? How should organizations approach it? And quite frankly, as Newgen, what are you doing to help?
Data migration is often one of the most daunting and complex steps, especially if organizations are moving from in-premise to cloud. From our experience, I would say that we have done migration from across all kind of legacy ECM systems from across the world, and we have experience of migrating the data in tunes of 1,000 terabytes, petabytes. So we have significant experience around this space. And I would like to highlight three main things. Because of that, we can promise our customers about the predictability of migration as well as accuracy of migration. The first is a comprehensive toolkit that we have for migrating data end to end, taking out data from the source system, putting it into our record management platform, and while doing it, monitoring it end to end for accuracy and reconciliation. So that is first piece. And in the first piece itself, we have come up with a bulk migration API, and we have been able to generate a throughput of 2 million record per hour, which is very significant and which is helping our customers with very large amount of data moving to the new platform much more comfortable. The second piece is the experience and the subject matter experts that we have in our team. We have really been through different situations. We have seen the complexity of data. We know what kind of challenges may arise, and we are very well prepared for managing those challenges for our customer. And the third thing that I want to highlight is our strong partner ecosystem. And with the help of this partner ecosystem, we are very well placed to serve our customers across the globe in their locations. So this is how practically we are making it viable for our customers, Robin.
Finally then, let's polish up the old crystal ball, look ahead. What's next for Newgen RMS?
I would pick up three key areas where we are focusing a lot. First is very obvious. We are working a lot in enhancing our AI capabilities, deepening it for all use cases, also integrating it with infrastructure AI so that the compliance becomes more and more easier for our customers. The second piece beyond AI is also we are trying to make compliance itself more proactive. So we are using a lot of analytics and dashboard to detect compliance issues in real time rather than reacting after audit and breaches. So that is another area where we are focusing a lot. Third important driver which has always been there for us is making the compliance and aligning with the local and regional compliances. We have our record management platform is DoD certified, which is a US compliance. It is IM4L compliant and certified, which is a Singapore government compliance. It is certified for VERS, which is Australian standard. It is certified for NRA compliance, which is a mandate in Oman. We continue to focus on covering more standards and aligning them more deeply with the regional nuances. So I would say more intelligence, more real-time governance, and more regional adaptability. These are our core focus areas, Robin, around the way we are moving forward with our record management platform.
Arpan Bansal, Vice President, Marketing, Government and GSI Initiatives at Newgen Software. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Robin, for having me here.